Hi all, I'm off again, this time a 32k solo paddle to my favourite place where I meet a kayak club, have a little crash, find a cheeky seal, I'll show off some kit and show my insides. It's a gorgeous summer's day and I'm leaving from Tanner's Lane heading for those ever famous Needles. We're filming from the Insta360 X3 in a dive case. I show these as I'm often asked what I use to film, and I'm also often asked why I speak over my videos. So at the end of this video I'll give you a little insight. Soon out into the channel, the Western Solent. I've got a light wind from behind, the tide's ebbing, so that's behind as well. Visible there is the ferry from Lymington heading towards Yarmouth. It's really harder to get much calmer conditions than this. Just on my nose are the white cliffs from Allen Bay, with the Needles just to the right hand end of that. You'll see the gap across Hurst, and the white lighthouse at Hurst Castle is also visible there. Closing in on Hurst now and heading towards that gap. To the gap being narrowest where you get the fastest tide. I was touching 9 knots through there with tide up the backside. Hurst now behind. Warden green channel marker, up close and personal. Closing in now on the Needles as crossing Allen Bay and ultimately going straight past them to take advantage of decent calm weather, calm conditions and get a different view. So I've enjoyed the view, but not wanting to go on to France, had to turn back, head back towards the Isle of Wight, where I follow the tide round to the south side and we'll aim for the beach on Scratchels. So arriving on Scratchels is a good chance to do some stupid poses and show off the new Lomo Avast dry jacket. Got some cracking features, taped seams, fully breathable and with a detachable storm hood. Nice little details. However, it was actually a gorgeous hot day, so I didn't wear it to or from this trip. Importantly, latex seals all over, which when you're in the rough, neoprene will get you wet. With that, the jacket is stowed, I'm back in the boat and I was going to head back after a little splash. However, while getting off the beach, I noticed there's a kayak club's turned up, hanging around the Needles there. I popped over to say hi. Turns out it's Vance, together with the New Forest Canoe and Kayak Club, or Kayak and Canoe Club, one or the other. I invited myself to paddle along with them as they went along the south coast. Yeah, oops. Look out, chaps. These shots from the back deck are taken with the Insta360 X2, which we'll cover later at the end of this video when I talk cameras. So it's a good chance to have a little gossip with the guys from the kayak club. Now, I've often said I really love the Valkyrie. The only thing that lets it down is being dependent on the rudder, making it not very suitable for rock hopping. So I went rock hopping. I'm lining up with a gap I've paddled through before, though I noticed there's a bit of a shortage of water in there. Oh flip, get the rudder up. Smack, oh dear, a few new scratches. Check behind, oh damn, they noticed as well. I can't pretend it never happened. So get out of there. A few more scrapes. and just as I come clear is my mate the seal. I gate crashed his little peaceful moment. Mark here points out that the seal is back. It sits just ahead of my nose, just watching us for a moment. Very cool. Just beyond the seal's head is actually Black Gang in St Catherine's Point, the southernmost tip of the Isle of Wight. So after a casual meander, enjoying the view and a bit of a gossip, we turned round, headed back towards the Needles. At which point Mark, Vance and the guys headed on to Scratchell's where they were headed for lunch, and I broke away to make my way back home. Only to find myself coming towards what seemed like a film set. These were the smokers, if you remember them. Maybe I'm showing my age. I'm sure I recognised one of them. So getting back around the Needles, the tide has now turned, meaning it's against the little bit of wind there is. So it's by no means rough, but certainly not the clear, calm surface we had on the way out. Bit of sploosh off the rocks. And straight line home. So now later in the day also means loads more traffic. So there's a couple of ribs and a corresponding wake. Second rib heading straight at me. Thanks guys. And of course the all-important smokers. Yeah, nice one. And of course, just when you think it's safe, they're back. Coming back towards Hurst, crossing the main channel, a couple of yachts, powerboat up the backside. So I'll cross his wake. And a couple more power boats as I get towards Hurst, and from there on it's a straight run back to Tanner's, so I'll spare you that for the moment. Of course it wouldn't be a trip without looking at the GPS. So here's the track, 32 and a bit kilometres, 3 hours 48 all up. That was stopping the clock while I was wandering around on the beach and making a fool of myself. Bringing us to the camera. So this is my original Insta360 1x2, as it says on the tin. And this is what exposure to salt water will do. So the glue there on the sides is what holds that front plastic cover, but interestingly it doesn't protect the screw, which you can see is avoided by that glue. Now inside you've got the O-ring that seals the case. All very nice, wonderful idea. The inset photo is the damage by the salt, which worked its way down that screw hole and ultimately killed the board. The pink mess is the heatsink goo. And across the bottom there you can see the state of the microphone with the salt water getting in there. This is why the audio is muffled even without the case, and ultimately these cameras don't like salt water. The odd dip, that's fine, they are waterproof, but long-term exposure to salt, it's not pretty. So the footage seen looking aft from the back deck on this video has come from a revived X2, which I bought with smashed lenses, and I've done some swapping and changing of donor parts between the two.